Hi, this is Thomas Colby, and I just wanted to share a little bit about hope. Hope is something we could all use right now. In this world with all the craziness that's happening, trying to stay centered and trying to stay in hope is a little difficult to do. Some of the things that I do when I'm having a hard time is try to remember to be in gratitude. There's a lot of things that are going on that I have no control over. But if I can be thankful for the things that I do have, I have a home, I have amazing friends. Sometimes I have a job. So there's a lot to be in gratitude for. And when I can remember that I'm in gratitude and when I can ground myself in the world, it's a lot better. And sometimes we just get overwhelmed with things. Sometimes we really need to reach out and ask for help. And that's not a bad thing. I've had to do that all throughout my life. I have no problem talking with a counselor, bouncing ideas back and forth, because that's what we need. We need help with figuring things out. And what if we can just get a friend or get a counselor or just get anyone and just reach out? I have a lot of friends lately that have just given up, and it is heartbreaking. Um, when they just think that the last option was giving up. And there's a lot of things going on in the world that are just so horrendous. Um, there's a lot of division happening right now. There's a lot of just a lot of ugliness. And if we can let that just sit there on a shelf and deal with it when we can deal with it, that would be just amazing. But sometimes we just have to reach out and say, hi, hey, I need help with this. I don't know what to do. And I try really hard to not compare myself to other people, but to just be what I can for myself. I live in my own authentic self. I live in a world where, my story matters. I think it's really important that we know who came before us in our story and who helped us to get to the point where we are today. My grandmother was a huge, huge saving grace in my life. She was somebody who believed in everyone. She never preached to you. She never said, you've got to go and get God. You've got to go and pray at church. She lived by example, and she was amazing with that. She would just be beautiful and wonderful and loving. It was an unconditional love. And that's kind of how I think of God. I have a higher power that is just filled with love, and it's unconditional love. And it's somebody, some entity that helps me get through problems. And it's not necessarily always the things that I want to do, but it helps me figure things out. And I can look at things in front of me. It's a lot about perspective. I can look at things in front of me as a roadblock, or I can look at it as a stepping stone. So there's ways to figure out the next thing to do. And all that just is about living in gratitude and having hope. And the things that I've gone through, my problems become a strength that can help somebody else figure out what they need to do or want to do or might just even need to ask about. So if I can be there and be of service for other people and help them get through problems, that helps me too, because it reminds me that the people that helped me actually meant something, and then I'm able to help somebody. It's actually kind of a part of immortality. It's moving forward with help and helping and continuing to help. And sometimes you're going to just be confronted with negativity, and that's okay. The idea of grounding yourself, keeping your feet on the ground and remembering that you're a part of this world and you actually do belong, I actually belong, is really, really comforting. And sometimes that just means just sticking your feet on the ground and bouncing them up and down and being a part of the earth. And I like to remember that not only am I a part of the earth and you're a part of the earth, but all the animals, the plants, and everything else are a part of the planet. And they all belong too. We all have our place. It would be wonderful if we all could include each other more, and sometimes we don't. And that's okay. We just have to remember that other people have problems and they're on a journey and they're working through their problems, just like we are, just like I am. So with all that in mind, I hope that I said something that reminds you that there is hope. There always is hope. And if you just feel like you need some help, reach out, ask a friend, ask somebody that you trust, somebody that you have boundaries with, and they understand those boundaries, so you're not ending up getting used or feeling abused or being gaslighted or controlled by somebody, but somebody that you have an understanding with and that they listen to you. And then you can be there for them and listen to them too. So I thank you for listening, and I really hope you heard something that helped you with hope, staying in gratitude, and being filled with love.